Chapter 5 Hardest Times. The Monet's second child, a little boy named Michel, was born in the spring of 1878. Camille's house was worse than ever. Ernest lost all his money, so he and his wife Alice and their 6 children moved in with the Monets. Everyone lived in a big house that had steep steps leading down to the sign. Alice did the housekeeping and looked after Camille and the baby Michel. She also gave piano lessons to earn money. Ernest never paid his share of household expenses and ran up bills. It was a long, hard winter. The cold weather broke records. It started snowing on November 29 and kept on snowing all through December. The snow was several feet deep. Trains often didn't run. Often the roads were blocked. When the sign froze, the children had fun walking across the river to the town on the other side. The grown-ups, however, were worried and miserable. Monet continued to paint outdoors. Sometimes he would wear 3 coats and use a hot water bottle to stay as warm as possible. A neighbor came to their rescue. He bought some of Monet's pictures, which kept everyone from starving. Monet sent 29 pictures to the Impressionist Salon that year. Mary Cassatt, an American painter in Paris, bought one of them for $300. But many people still thought his style was odd-looking. One art reviewer said he must have done all 29 paintings in one afternoon. Besides all the money troubles, Camille was dying of cancer. Monet was frantic to find a way to pay for the doctor and Camille's medicine. He bought everything to raise as much cash as he could. And for the first time, he could not paint. Camille, in great pain, died on September 5th, 1879. Strange as it sounds, Monet decided to paint one last picture of her on her deathbed. He was shocked to discover that even in grief, he noticed the way the light shone on the still face of his beloved wife. In the picture, she does not look like an angel at peace. She looks like a dead woman. He was a slave to his art, he admitted to a friend. Nothing mattered more to him. Alice and her children remained in the house with Monet and his 2 boys. The next winter was as cold as the one before. The Seine froze solid again. All 8 children were sick. Monet was painting again and worked on many pictures of the Seine, that river. He never grew tired of studying the effects of light on ice and snow. After the thaw came, chunks of ice floated down the river. Monet painted them too, using gloomy grays and dark purples. When these pictures were put up for sale, everyone said they looked even more unfinished than his usual work. In a town on the coast near Le Havre, he painted seascapes. One day a heavy rain began to fall. A storm was brewing. Monet decided to try and paint it. He set up his easel on a cliff overlooking the sea and latched it down with a rope. He kept painting while waves broke against the cliff just below him. The waves got higher. Monet painted a wave. Then a giant wave came in and knocked him off his perch into the water. Monet was almost swept out to sea. He survived by holding onto the rope tied to his easel. Then at last, 2 fishermen in a boat rescued him. Soon after this adventure, Monet moved everyone closer to Paris, where there was a good school for little Jean. Alice and her 6 children were now a permanent part of the family. Alice felt that the 2 Monet boys needed her. The family did not stay long in the new house. Monet said he couldn't paint 3 because the light was all wrong. Nevertheless, he made more money that year, 1882, than he ever had. The end for Monet was when the Seine overflowed and flooded the first floor. It was time to find a proper place with wonderful light where he could settle down and paint. He searched up and down villages along the Seine River. At last he came upon a house that was nearly perfect for him. It was in a town called Giverny. He stayed there for 43 years, the rest of his life.